Okay, today I did a Lesko talk. That's where people call me up and I charge for that service, but it's just like $2 an hour. And usually in 20 minutes, I could get somebody going. Now, here's what I was able to do for somebody. I think anybody else could use it. So I did a little report for Lesko Help members. So if you remember, you could get this report for free. If you're not, well, you could get a cheat sheet and copy down the information because it's really the process and where to go. The links just make it easier for you. But if you're looking for starting a business or a nonprofit, that really helps the community. Now, this fellow wanted to train people who were just, what they call new citizens. People just out of jail for a new career, or anybody for a new career. It can be anything like that. And where to get money and help, to do all that. Okay, here was my suggestion, and it takes work. This is it, but you have to know where to even ask for it. That's the key. Otherwise, you're going on Google and say, "Oh, I want money to train people," and you'll never find this stuff. So actually, you can get $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 for that. Particularly in contracts, and not only grants but also contracts plus customers. They give you customers for your business. Now, he was interested in training people learn how to roast coffee. That's a growth business in our area. Baristas roast coffee and things like that. So the first thing I have is the 10 best places, for finding grants for any nonprofit. And I have that in there. And you don't even have to be a nonprofit for a lot of these. So don't become a nonprofit first. You become a nonprofit after you find out where money is for you. And they say, hey, we can only give you this if you're a nonprofit. Because if you're wasting all your time trying to be a nonprofit, then you become a nonprofit, then you go look for money. You'll find that, hey, I didn't have to be a nonprofit. So you don't know that. So otherwise, to me, that's why becoming a nonprofit is getting like a prom dress before you're invited to the prom. So this describes the 10 places. And one of the best places is your local community development block grant office. Every county gets a whole bunch of money every year for community development. And that's to solve problems in the community. So whether people want to start their own businesses or buy housing or get trained for a job, all these kinds of things. You want to help veterans or moms or kids or after school program, anything that will help the community. That's what this big chunk of money is for, with hardly any restrictions, and that's where you apply for it. So he was in Orange County, so I gave him the Orange County government that hands out this money, because this is federal money that comes to the state. That's mentioned in the 10 top. There's the local place. And then also, because you want to train somebody, the government has lots of training money, for you to train people how to get better jobs, okay? Whatever it is, you want to teach credit counseling or investing or whatever you think that helps them get through life better, and that will help them get a better job, learning how to code, on the internet or something like that, or just how to be nice to people or anything. Like here, he wants to teach people how to become a barista or how to work in healthcare, things like that. So what they do, they pay for students to take your course. So they give you money. Now, it's not called a grant, right? They're paying tuition, and they're going to send you customers. So they're going to send you 100 customers a week or month or year, whatever it is, and they pay it for it all. See, God, what could be better than that? So you're getting the money to start, you're getting customers and everything. And it's a steady flow, because if your course is decent and people need it, then they'll keep coming. Okay, now the other thing I mentioned to them is how to use nonprofits to help your nonprofit. So if you were looking for people that are out of work or trying to get jobs, you could go to 211.org and find out all kinds of nonprofits that are already helping people try to do that. And then if you have a special course, then not only can you sell this course to the government for them to train people that come to their office looking for work, but to these nonprofits to train people that come to them looking for work, whether it's single moms trying to get back on their feet or something like that, or again, ex-offenders who just got out of jail and try to find something. That's where you can find all these nonprofits. Otherwise, you'll never find them. You don't even know they exist. You don't even know what the hell to ask for. That's what they wear the suit for. So that's the website you do. You put in there and you put job counseling or job hunting, and you see all these people that help with that. Or if you're into seniors, you see all the people that help with that. Or if you're into ex-offenders, you see all the people that help with that. Okay. Now, also what you can do is get $10,000 a year as a nonprofit. So even if you're a nonprofit, you could still work with a nonprofit and get a nonprofit. Get Google to give you $10,000 a year to advertise. So you do fundraising, and then people could take your class for free. Well, that's not bad, isn't it? Other people are paying for other people who need this education to get a better job. And that's where you get paid through that. So I got a little scenario. Here's a woman who has a little nonprofit on the side, as a part-time nonprofit, that she got something like $300,000 doing this kind of thing, all for free from Google. And I got two other videos here that tell you about this. Also, I don't know if you saw my recent videos about Bitcoin and how to use Bitcoin, as a source for funding your venture. I mean, these Bitcoin millionaires have no idea where the heck to give their money. And if you got a new bright idea or something, and then they could give it to you tax-free, so they don't have to pay any taxes on their capital gains that they won on all the profits they made in Bitcoin. See, so it's really an incredible source of money. But you have to be a nonprofit, or you work with nonprofits. See, that's the key. You work with the nonprofit. Hey, we'll do this together. You're the nonprofit. Put it under their umbrella. Then you don't have to worry about spending thousands of dollars or whatever it takes. Become a nonprofit, right? And here's another thing: how to find local rich people that want to also help the community. Because there's databases now that have that, and it's guidestar.com. You can go find that database, guidestar.com, and what's in there, look for your city, state, or whatever. The foundations there, not the big guys, but the little guys that just have an extra million. They're trying to invest in good cause. Man, they're, to me, ripe for the picking, because everybody's not beating on them. All the regular nonprofits are beating on the big foundation nonprofits, and they forget about million there, million there. Yeah, you add that up, comes into real money. if you pan the right waters to find those right pebbles. And that's why they're non-traditional sources that nobody else is going to tell you about. At least I feel. Maybe there's somebody smart enough to see this or stumble into it by accident like me that will share this information. But if you go this stuff, and that's right, Lesko help. I help you cradle to grave on stuff like that. So that's the best place. It's only $20 a month, and ask me 1,000 questions a day if you want. Just can't wait to help somebody. And I'll give you this report too. Or you rewind it and see the items I mentioned and Google it for yourself, because if you know what you're looking for, you could find them. You just have to know what you're looking for. And that's what at least the video will do if you're not a member already, okay? So have fun, because if your heart's in it and you're having fun, man, that increases your chance of success more than anything else you could think of.